All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. Glad to be with you this morning and every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to the road of 10,000 subscribers. We're at 8609 currently. Really would appreciate it. Share these videos if you think anyone else would enjoy them. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. Some great football last night. Buffalo and Kansas City. I mean, what a game. What a game. Now we got our teams set up. Can't wait for that next weekend. Should be a fun one. Baltimore, Kansas City. Oh, can't wait for that one. That's going to be great. Lamar and Patrick Mahomes. Sorry, I'm a big sports head, so I'm still kind of thinking about that game before the actual bells rings. Well, good morning. Let's go ahead and get started with the futures. Dow futures are up 111 points, while the NASDAQ, let's go ahead and open this up a little bit. The NASDAQ is up 0.5%. We're pulling back from the highs a little bit. S&P 500 up 0.32%, 4885. My goodness, are we going to get to 4,900 anytime soon? 1972 on the Russell up 0.8%, and that is outperforming. The dollar index is down 0.07%. The VIX up 1.88%. 10-year Treasury yield to 4.086. That is falling this morning. We do have a couple of bond auctions on the shorter end of the curve in bond land. Crude oil is up about 0.5%, 73.64 a barrel. Gasoline futures $2.19. That's up 1.48%. Gold futures, that is down nearly more than a quarter point. 2023 seems that 2,000 level is holding up, so we're going to keep an eye on that. If 2,000 breaks, we'll see if we can make a move of either buying the dip or riding it down. 2207 for silver futures, down 2.82%. Copper, that's down 0.86% at $3.75. Moving right along to Forex land. And again, it's been rather flat, other than the yen. 108.89, that's the euro dollar. That's down 9 pips. 147.73, the yen is the strongest foreign currency of the majors out there. 134.39 for dollar Canadian dollar. That's up 9 pips, less than 9 pips. Pound dollar, actually 9 pips, excuse me. 127.23, that's up 22 pips this morning. Bitcoin broke below 40,000, 40,870 on the future side. That's down 1.72%. Ethereum 23.89, down nearly 4%. Talks about the Ethereum ETF. I think JPM was talking about that more than likely is not going to get approved immediately, like a fast track. So maybe that's getting the pullback there. Seems like the buy the rumor, sell the news type of event. If you remember the ETF, that was a big deal. And at the end of the day, we just have to wait and see. And that's usually the case. Remember, on Bitcoin, we do have that gap to fill. Don't forget, everybody. We talked about that pullback in Bitcoin. Let's take a look at it here on the daily. 39,680. That's really what we're looking for, just for that gap to fill, and then see if we can maybe trade Mara or trade some Bitcoin ETFs. Bitcoin ETFs do have volume on their options, so maybe that's something to look at, and we'll talk about that on the server. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. Okay, field goal kickers. That's poor Buffalo. I really hope, but I really wanted, which would have been a great Super Bowl, the Lions and the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. There would have been a ride in Las Vegas for that one. But the Bills are just cursed, man. That's just all it is. Wide right, like Scud Norwood in 91 against the Giants. Man, or was it 1990? I think it was 91. Wow, just poor Buffalo. Poor Buffalo. And Kansas City, Mahomes magic does it again. Well, anyways, in regards to Bitcoin, that's what we're looking for is that gap fill. We'll keep an eye on it as we go. Carlos says, oh, here we go. Let's rock. That's good. Awesome. Thoughts on AMD? Do you think we can see a run up to earnings next week in AMD? AMD, oh man. Guys, it's almost red, right? Pre-market, it's almost red. Yes, I do have puts, and right now I do have egg on my face. Let me try, not literally have egg on my face in terms of that. So I just want to go ahead and look in the camera because I do believe in accountability. On that trade, and again, I have the 160 put, so it's far away from home. Guys, I still say that AMD is going to pull back. We are overbought. Been saying that. I did that on the recap as well. If you haven't watched that video, take a look at that. And if you're a subscriber, make sure to turn on the notifications. So this end of our weekly videos, I talked about AMD a little more in depth, but don't look now. But the stock is red. I hate being a bear, but that was a reversal trade, and reversal trades are really hard to hold. And we got smoked on Friday. I'm still holding it. We got a week. I'm not saying to hope or for anything, but we could see a pullback just on the fact that it is overbought, team. It is overbought, and it gets to the point that things just get too hot too quickly. If you guys remember July last year, and I said, hey, the dollar's going to probably bounce. We're probably going to get to those highs. We're probably going to pull back from these highs. And what happened? August, September, and October happened. The market's never going to fall in a bull market, and the market's never going to rise in a bear market. That's kind of the mentality, and that's fair. And again, love AMD. Investment Club will tell you we love AMD, but it just got too high too fast. Maybe just a little early. That's still the same thing as wrong, but it ain't wrong yet. Not yet. We'll see. And the Packers, yeah, I really thought the Packers were gonna win that game, but I just can't believe Green Bay has 3 franchise quarterbacks back to back to back, no issues, and yet teams like the Jets can't get it together. Just so sad. All right, Jeff says Meta looks good above 388.50. Target 390 calls this week. I think we have earnings on that coming up. Guys, what I'm really looking for is I'm looking for some kind of pullback. I do want to buy the dip. That's my little pup Chewbacca. He wants to talk about Meta as well. 384.33. That was the previous all-time high. Can we at least just get back there? And if we do, great. We can start taking a look at possibly playing a run up into earnings. Like I said, I think they report next week. But those premiums might be a little juiced for this week. So we just want to be a little careful. It's not a lot on the calendar. Again, I go over that on the weekly video as well. Baltimore's going to win this year. I don't doubt that. I love Lamar, and I think Lamar is probably going to win it too. I think they're better than everyone else. And I guess the one team in my mind that could beat them is probably Kansas City. Because, Kansas City does get lucky, and luck is important. Yep, the chips are on fire. Semiconductors, we know the drill. What altcoins are you hodl? The altcoins that I hodl, the one that stood out was Tezos that I've had. Tezos, looking at it here. Polygon. What's this other one here? Stellar Lumens and the Graph. GRT, the Graph. Again, guys, these are lotto tickets, okay? Let's not get too excited. The main thing in regards to these altcoins is that, yeah, they're kind of like your growth names, let's just say. At the end of the day, just stick to Pepsi and Coke, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum. Dollar cost average, leave it alone. They are lotto tickets. They are 12-leg parlays, okay? That's what the altcoins are. How do we feel about Palantir? I don't have DOT. No, I haven't looked that up. I have to do a little bit of research, meaning I have to speak to my really, really good buddy, Jonathan, who's all about that crypto life. He also does our books and our taxes. So I just have to hit him up and see kind of a list of altcoins that he likes, Amal. And maybe I can get that list out on the blog or something. If you guys are interested for that, I'll definitely get that out to y'all. Palantir, above 1715, right? Wasn't that the alert that we set? Let's see if we get some continuation here. We're right above, or we're going to break above the 20. And then we just have to go ahead and target right around this level here. Let me take away this overbought, oversold stuff. We'll remove this, apply. There we go. 1715. So we're looking for that break. All we're going to do is target 1809. That's our 50-day moving average. Amal, okay, so when it comes to crypto and altcoins, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't have all the info or the knowledge the way I would say in regards to macro or stocks. And that's just me being upfront and honest. So video may not help. I may just type something up for y'all and send it on the blog. I think that's going to be a little easier of a read and a watch. And I'll send that out as soon as I can when I get the details. Yeah. Altcoin. Hey, listen, if you guys want altcoins, again, guys, they're lotto tickets. Let's be completely fair. These are, 12-leg parlays, same game parlay stuff. Let's not expect that we're, going to get rich off it either. But I understand if you guys are interested. I want to get that out to you for sure. All right, so that's where we are so far. We have the pre-market movers ticking on the bottom. In terms of what we're looking at today, Tesla reports earnings this week, and we haven't broken anything. We are now red. I do think that we're going to get to 200. Listen, the faster we get to 180, guys, on Tesla, is the faster we can buy shares, okay, at the end of the day. So I welcome this pullback. I think how much bad news is baked in, that's another problem, but the downward trend's there. That's for sure on Tesla. 180 looks like it's going to come. Again, I just want to confirm that channel with you guys, that trend line. See right here, this trend line here, right around 180. That's what we're looking for. We may not make it below 193, 190. So we may just have to wait and see once we're in that zone. We may have to nibble a little bit here on Tesla. By that point, everything will be horribly baked in. I would assume maybe this is with bad earnings as well. But the money target for me is 175. That's right around this support here. Let's see if we get there. I mean, EVs are just getting all the bad news at this moment. So, take it as we see approach, and we'll go from there. Let's go to AMD. Again, we talked about how overbought and oversold this is. Right now, it is flat. I just want to see if the market does pull back. I mean, kind of hard to do technical analysis, guys, when you've just tagged all-time highs. You really don't have any ceilings at this point. You can go as high as you want. You want to say 6,000 tomorrow? Trust me, there's options out there that'll sell you 7,000 SPX for tomorrow. If there's a market for it, someone will buy it, right? Or that sort of thing. If someone will buy it, there's a market for it. What I'm looking for here really is 48, 41. I do think we pull back this week, and not for anything detrimental, terrible, wrong, like labor market cracking, just technical, just, kind of a pullback. How much of this AI stuff and how much of the chips and how much perfection have we priced in the market? And that's usually when things kind of go wrong rather quickly. Looking at the dollar here, kind of pulling back. We also talked about the predictions of 2024 and my SPX prediction for the year. We're holding on to that 50-day moving average. I still expect fully that the dollar index will breach below 100 again. The question is when. That's probably more than likely with that summer spike that I'm expecting. So probably right around mid-May, June, maybe late April, I would say. That's when the dollar starts coming back. If anything here, the good news in terms of the market being bullish is the fact that we have this death cross on the daily on the dollar. So as long as that kind of holds up and we have this downward trend, stocks are going to be supported by that. And that's going to be a big help. Let's go to 10-year Treasury yield as well. And that's pushed up a little higher. We're not quite yet at a death cross that looks to be setting up the 50-day below the 200. We're right at the 200-day at this moment. This is really the money target, 3.143. And I think once we get to that level on the 10-year Treasury yields, that's where we're starting to see, or we will start to see, the banks push a little higher due to mortgage refinance and that kind of business. Real estate will definitely get a nice bump, as those who are trapped in with those high rates from 2020 and 2023, they'll get a crack at refinancing a 30-year, maybe below 6, 5.5 if we're lucky. But we just have to see if that breaks and start continuing a little more down. It's really going to be dependent on the Fed. Do we expect off that 50-day bounce on dollar? We just do we get that bounce? I think we're holding it at the moment. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I do think that we do get this bounce. Slide in equities. The thing is that the dollar could pull back and stocks pull back at the same time. The dollar can go up and stocks go up at the same time. So it's kind of hit or miss at that point, but it's a great correlation in terms of the daily chart. Yeah, just holding on that 50, really just kind of stuck between 155 and around the $100 level. So the question is, since we're right kind of smack in the middle of that, which way are we going to go? I say, if anything, just due to this death cross, this has to uninvert, I guess, or kind of go back to a golden cross, let's just say, for us to get any kind of bullish expectations on the dollar. Yes, we do have a Fed meeting in March, and that's the expectation of the rate cut. I don't think that's going to happen. That should spike the dollar. That'll probably get us to right around the 104, 105 level. If this death cross turns into a golden cross, which is inversion. Top of the morning. Ryan's asking about DraftKings. Let's go and check this out. And this is one of the stocks that we talked about this week. Let's go to the hourly chart. 35.95. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for just the gap fill here. If you guys remember that 1 hour double top I thought we were going to get, we didn't get. We got a job. Just want to get that gap to fill here. I really want to position myself on DraftKings for February. February seasonality for DraftKings is 100% makes money, or has had made money, or actually has had gains in that month because of the Super Bowl and the playoffs and what have you. So I definitely want to position to get in DraftKings for at least some exposure for the month of February. We can ride this if we break above 39, 35. That's a breakout, but I'm expecting just to pull back around 36 area. It is green this morning, so we're right in the middle of it. Once we get an alert, that's when we'll take some action. Look at Palantir moving higher today, above the level. Take a look at that, Jeff. So we'll see the 18 calls possibly for this week and see if we can ride that momentum. That would be a momentum trade, guys. Above 17.15 on Palantir, 18.13 is the target. Let me go ahead and show you guys. You can see here, Palantir. I sent this yesterday at 8:02 p.m. Stocks we're watching this week, Palantir above 17.15. Look at the 18 strike calls. Again, volume being very, very important. DraftKings, or we can fall back down to the downside gap. We can play the bounce to the 38-39 zone. And then Apple above 192.25, we can target the 195 to 198 and a half calls. So Palantir is going to be in focus. Let me go ahead and zoom this out so everyone can see it. So this would be a momentum play, guys. Again, we're not going to get in right out the gate. I got to see the volume. So again, just want to label it. Remember, there's reversals and then there's momentum. This will be a momentum trade. Let's go to the daily just to make sure. And again, this would break, or we are above the 100-day and the 20-day. All we're looking for is a retest or just a tag of the 50-day, which is 1809. We can take the runner. We can close that position, leave a runner, and see if we can get as high as 20 if we get some momentum on the name. So if the market wants to go up, I'm ready for it. And if the market wants to go down, we are definitely going to be ready for it. PayPal. PayPal is breaking out. There is a gap to fill at 72.20. But again, I'm looking for, it looks like we got it above 67.80. We'll see how it looks this morning once kind of the price action settles down until 10 a.m. or so. But PayPal is definitely going to be in the focus here, as we do have, let me go make sure here, 72.5. Did see some volume yesterday on Friday on it. So we got above that level, 67.07 currently. We're at 67.80. Keep an eye on the 72.5 strike or the 72 strike on PayPal. And we'll see if we snag that. So PayPal and Palantir, definitely first things on the board. And you can see PayPal pulling back a little bit. So is DraftKings. And AMD is officially red, the stock. So we will see what we get, guys. You can see that. See if we get that pullback. And listen, I'm not asking for the world. Just get me to 164.46 today. I don't think anyone's going to be too upset. Shareholders, I'm sorry. I promise it'll bounce. PayPal and Square call shares a buy point for shares. For PayPal, I'd rather play options on it, to be honest with you, just to play that gap fill in that sense. If you get that gap fill and break above 76, now we can start talking about targeting 100. So I would say above 76.52 is really a good confirmation. By that point, we'll have a golden cross on PayPal, and we'll see if we can have a little fun buying this dip. In terms of Square, Square is sitting right on the 50-day. You got to get above at least 90 for us to do anything. It's just been stuck in a range. Tradable, possibly. We got some gaps as well, right around 76.70, 76.65, and one at 74.30, 71.35. We are now above the 50-day, which is a good sign. So the next target would probably be this gap fill here. I'll see the volumes chain this morning and seeing if Square has any action in the morning. So Palantir, Palantir, and PayPal. Those are probably my main two that I'm going to be watching today. And we'll keep an eye on Square as well. All right. I'll let you guys know as well on the blog what I'm looking at and any kind of news and headlines as we go forward. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and leave it there. We got a big morning ahead of us. Let's see if AMD gives us a little love this morning. Again, I just want to see if we get that pullback. But Palantir and PayPal needs to be on the list today. Everyone knows what the job is. Let's make it happen, just like any other week, any other Monday. New opportunities. Let's rock and roll. Let's make it a great, great Monday. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next morning note. Discord people, make sure to check us out on the blog, and I'll be on the radio later on this morning. Have a great rest of your morning. I will see you tomorrow. Cheers.